Hello, Aquarius, Moon Rising, and Venus, and welcome to your reading. So, Aquarius, today we're going to go over your energy as well as your person's energy. We're going to see how the both of you are currently viewing this relationship and how you guys feel about it and what actions you guys plan on taking each other's direction and are moving forward. So, with all that being said, Aquarius, let's get started. It's the overall energy for this connection. All right. So we do have deception. Someone is wearing a false self mask in this relationship. Okay, before we jump to conclusions here, okay, could somebody in this equation be doing something that they shouldn't, technically speaking, be doing? Yes, that's a possibility. However, deception is very similar to the Five of Swords in tarot, and the swords in tarot represent our thoughts, okay? So there's a possibility that somebody, whether it's you or your person, might be connecting with someone that they think is being deceptive, but just because this person thinks that person that they're dealing with is being deceptive doesn't necessarily mean that they actually are, because I look at deception as somebody who might suffer, from trust issues. That's a possibility. So that could definitely represent why we're getting this card. But of course, yes, it could definitely represent that somebody's being deceptive, but we're obviously going to clear the air on that and see what's really going on. So we're going to focus on you first, then we'll jump over to your person. Just keep in mind that the roles can be reversed. All right. How does Aquarius currently view this relationship? We have the Nine of, this to me feels like this to me kind of feels like you tend to suffer from intrusive thoughts. Yeah, this to me kind of feels like you've been struggling with this for quite some time now, as far as you constantly thinking, right, that this person's probably doing something behind your back or being sneaky or being deceptive. It just feels like intrusive thoughts. Okay, let's look at the Nine of Swords. I want to see exactly what it is that you're worried about. Could be dealing with a Gemini. Nothing wanted to come out, by the way, but you could be dealing with a Gemini, possibly a Capricorn. Doesn't necessarily have to be the case, but we do have the Seven of Swords. Yeah, you're worried and concerned that you could very well be connecting with somebody who's, like I said, being deceptive, doing sneaky things behind your back, lying to you, withholding things from you, things of that nature. All right, we're going to look into this person and see what's going on. I don't feel like you're being deceptive or anything like that. I'm not getting that. Queen of Pentacles coming out here, that's kind of telling me you've been very committed and loyal and devoted to this person that you currently find yourself connecting with. You're more worried and concerned about if they're doing something behind your back. Okay, let's see. How does this person currently view this relationship? Okay, so we have the Ten of Swords, we got the Hierophant, and then we also have the Eight of Wands. Okay. In regards to how this person is currently viewing this relationship, I really want to look at the Ten of Swords a little bit more, because something's going on within this dynamic here between the two of you that causes this person to fall into this energy of oh my God, yo, I just can't take this shit no more. I keep getting that from this person, oh my God, yo, I can't take this shit no more. This is freaking ridiculous. I'm getting that. I'm not entirely sure what they're referring to though. Whatever it is that they're going through specifically with you, it's kind of driving them insane and causing them to lose their patience. But we're going to obviously look a little bit more into what it is that they're going through specifically with you that's causing them to fall into this energy of oh my God, yo, here we go again. I'm always having to deal with this. I keep getting that from them. With the Hierophant to the Eight of Wands coming out here, I mean, despite, I guess, whatever it is that they're going through with you, I mean, they do want this relationship between the two of you to work. I am definitely getting that, but I just kind of feel like this person's starting to get really aggravated and really annoyed with something that I almost want to say you continue to do on your behalf. Okay, let's tell me more about the Ten of Swords. According to them, and I'm not saying that this is true, okay? According to them, There's something that you continue to do on your behalf that's starting to get like very like repetitive and annoying and frustrating. I still don't know exactly what it is that you're doing on your behalf that they're getting really aggravated and annoyed with. Um, but I am definitely getting, and this is according to them, okay? Um, this person feels like you're always trying to like start things with them. They feel like you're always trying to start things with them. This person feels like you're always looking for something to argue with them about, is basically what I'm getting. Okay. Okay. We have the Four of Swords, you have the Six of Cups, and then we also have the, I see, King of Wands out here. You know, I feel like this person for a while, they've been very understanding and patient with you in regards to like certain things. But I feel like the very thing that they were, I guess, once upon a time, very patient, understanding with you on, it is starting to cause them to essentially lose their freaking patience. For example, let's just say that you're somebody who struggles with, you know, trust issues, and you're constantly, you know, confronting this person, asking this person, like, who are you texting, and who are you on the phone with, and where are you going, and where are you at right now? Like, it kind of looks like at first they were trying to be very understanding and compassionate with you, but over time, they started to get really aggravated and really annoyed. Is basically what I'm getting. I'm just using that like as an example because I still don't know exactly what it is that you're doing on your behalf that's starting to like really like dry hump this person's last nerve. But all I do know is that it's something that's like very repetitive. It's something that you continue to do on your behalf time and time and time and time again that they're constantly having to like deal with. So that could be your past traumas, for example. That could be your trust issues, your fear of intimacy, whatever have you. I just feel like they went from being very passionate, you know, well, I didn't mean to say passionate, but it kind of looks like this person went from being very compassionate and understanding to reaching this level where they're just like, yo, I just can't freaking take this anymore. Like, this is getting ridiculous. Like, this is freaking getting ridiculous. Like, that's kind of like the vibe that I'm getting here off of this person. Okay, well, we're gonna keep going. How does Aquarius currently feel? Let's see what's going on. All right, so we do have the Two of Wands, we do have the Strength card, and then we also have the Eight of Swords out here. I feel like you're being encouraged to do something. I feel like you're being encouraged to do something by spirit, but or possibly even by them, but I feel like you're kind of like against it. And keep in mind, what I'm about to say is not going to resonate for all of you out there, but I'm getting something about like your image. Like, let's just say, for example, you suspect that this person is, I don't know, like entertaining the neighbor, for example, instead of you like confronting the situation head on and even going as far as to like, you know, confront the neighbor, for example, not, you know, start an argument with them or get into a fight with them. But if you were to just confront the neighbor and just ask them straight up, are you sleeping with my husband? Are you sleeping with my wife? Are you sleeping with my boyfriend? Are you sleeping with my girlfriend? Like, that's something that you refuse to do is basically what I'm getting, because you don't want to look crazy or something like that. I am definitely getting that. Like, whatever it is that you suspect that this person's doing with whoever it is that you suspect they're doing it with, for example, it's like spirit is encouraging you to confront the situation head on, but you're just like, no, I don't want to do that because then that's going to make me look crazy, and that's going to make me look like this, and that's going to make me look like that. Now, they could even be encouraging you to just, you know, look into the situation, you know, if you want to, and you're just like, no, that's crazy. Like, for example, this person could be telling you, all right, like, you want to go through my phone? Here's my phone. And you're just like, no, I don't want to do that because, like, I don't want to look crazy. That's what crazy people do, you know? I just kind of feel like you have the chance and the opportunity to get down to the bottom of the truth, and you're just like, no, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that because it's going to make me look like this. It's going to make me look like that. honestly, I mean, who cares how you look? You know what I mean? Who really freaking cares how you look? I mean, I think that you, obviously, don't want to be perceived in a certain way. And I mean, I guess I understand that, but it's like, if you have the chance and the opportunity to get down to the bottom of the truth and they're telling you like, here's my phone, look through it, and you're just like, no, I don't want to, and you choose to continue to think something's going on, I mean, who's to blame then there? Like, if this person's like, here, look at my phone, and you're just like, no, I don't want to do that because that's crazy. It's like, so then what? Are you going to just continue to think that this person is doing something behind your back because you refuse to look through their phone because you don't want to look crazy? Or like, or if this person tells you, oh, you think I'm sleeping with a neighbor? Okay, well, why don't you just go ask the neighbor then and see what the neighbor has to say? And you're just like, no, I don't want to do that because I don't want to look crazy. And it's like, so then what? You're gonna continue to sit there and think that they're sleeping with a neighbor then? Like, I mean, what are we doing here, Aquarius? Like, what are we doing? What are we doing? What are we doing? Okay, you're like really confusing me at this point. You're like really confusing me, Aquarius, because it's like, you're confusing me because it's like, again, I'm kind of getting like a few different storylines. So take what resonates with you and leave behind what doesn't. But it's like, I keep getting that the opportunity to get down to the bottom of the truth is being presented to you, whether it's this person telling you, look through my phone, here you go, or go ask the neighbor and they'll tell you the truth, or whatever. You're just like, no, I don't want to do that because that's, I don't want to look crazy, and then you also don't want to do that because deep down inside, right? On a soul level, on an intuitive level, you don't think they're actually doing anything. So it's like, so then if deep down inside on a soul level, on an intuitive level, you don't think they're doing anything, or you don't feel, let me say that, you don't feel like they're doing anything, you still think they are. So it's like, okay, I feel like it's one of those situations, right, where you're confusing what your mind is telling you with what your intuition is telling you. I feel like that's what's happening because your intuition and your mind is two very different things, right? So if your intuition is telling you you don't have anything to worry about, and mind you, your intuition is a very thing that will never betray you or deceive you or lie to you, okay? So then there's that. But when it comes onto your mind, right, we all know that your mind is, capable of, playing tricks on you. So it's not something that you can basically rely on all the time, because your mind, can play, tricks on you. I mean, you could perceive a situation in a very, very wrong and inaccurate way. You know what I mean? It's possible. It happens. You know what I mean? It's like you're choosing to rely more on the very thing you can't really rely on as much as you can your intuition, because your mind could play tricks on you, but your intuition is never going to play tricks on you or betray you or deceive you. Your mind will definitely play tricks on you. Your mind will definitely play tricks on you. But it's like you're choosing to like rely on that. Like, well, my mind is telling me this, but my intuition's telling me that. You know what I mean? It's like, I don't know. I say this a lot in my readings. I don't think that we should go based off of what our mind is telling us or what our heart is telling us, because both things are capable of deceiving us. It even says it in the Bible, your heart will deceive you. You see what I mean? So you can't even rely on that to make a fucking decision. You know what I mean? You can't even rely on that. But the one thing that you can rely on and depend on is your intuition. So if your intuition is telling you like, yo, like you're good, like you don't have anything to worry about, relax. They're not doing whatever you think they're doing. It's like, why not instantly turn around and trust it? And I just kind of feel like it's not enough. Like, I think that you need that proof, right? You need that proof. And it's like, but that's the problem, is that I feel like you can get the, I guess, clarity and or proof you're looking for, but it's like, you don't want to even do that because, I just don't want to look like this. And I just don't want to look like that. Who cares about how you're going to look? Who fucking cares? Who cares? Who cares? I just told somebody this, I want to say like 2 weeks ago, because somebody got like a similar message to this, but I said the same thing I said to that zodiac sign, I'm going to say to you. Who cares how you look? Like, Just get down to the bottom of the truth. Challenge these intrusive thoughts that you're getting. Like, challenge them. Don't sit there, and automatically, believe these intrusive thoughts that you're getting. Like, challenge it. Do your digging, do your research. Act as if you work for the FBI, man. And who cares? Who cares about how you're going to look? Who freaking cares? Like, what you should care about the most is getting the clarity that you need. So if you have to freaking confront the neighbor and ask the neighbor, like, yo, are you sleeping with my husband? Are you sleeping with my boyfriend? Are you sleeping with my wife? Are you sleeping with my girlfriend? Like, then do it. You know what I mean? If you got to look through the man's phone, then do it. If you have to look through the woman's phone, then do it. Like, just do it. Who cares about how you're going to look? I'd rather you, I guess, quote unquote, look crazy, and then have peace of mind than, I guess, not look crazy and then not have peace of mind. You see what I mean? Like, do you know what I mean, Jelly Bean? How does this person currently feel? Let's see. Let's see what's going on. So we have the Ace of Cups. We have the Three of Cups. And then, well, yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like, I feel like this person has, like, I feel like from the start of their relationship with you, it's like they just instantly knew, you know what I mean? That you were the one for them, and, you're all they see, you're all they want, and it's been that way since day one. Like, nothing has changed on their behalf. I mean, the only thing that has changed on their behalf is this stuff that they've been dealing with / going through with you that they personally don't like, to be honest. But outside of that, it's like they've been for you and only you from the start. Like, from the start. And with the Knight of Pentacles to Ace of Swords, that's kind of telling me, like, this person has been the same with you from the start. Like, if they've been for you and only you from the start, that's just still how they feel now. The only thing that has really changed, I would say, within this person is these things that they're having to go through with you as far as, like, your trust issues are concerned. You constantly thinking that they're doing X, Y, and Z, behind your back when they're not, you know what I mean? Like, so, hey, then there's that. But what actions will Aquarius take towards this person or moving forward? We have the Five of Wands to the Four of Cups, and then we also have the Six of Cups. Okay. But Aquarius, don't be mad at me when I say this. Listen, I have Aquarius within my chart, okay? So this is like the Aquarian in me coming out, okay? I'm just going to be very blunt with you, okay? This energy that you're harnessing, and don't be mad at me when I say this, but you're kind of doing it to yourself. Like, you're kind of doing it to yourself if you think about it. Like, you have the chance and the opportunity to get down to the bottom of the truth, and you choose not to because, I just don't want to look crazy. And it's like, I'm telling you, you shouldn't give a damn about how you look, to be completely honest. I'd rather you look crazy and have peace of mind than, I guess, not look crazy and not have peace of mind. You see what I mean? Like, and that's the thing, is that, like, you're kind of doing it to yourself. You're kind of doing it to yourself. Like, because you refuse to look through the man's phone. You refuse to look through the woman's phone. You refuse to ask the neighbor. You refuse to ask this girl or that guy. Or just, you refuse to do these things. Like, you refuse to do these things. And because you refuse to do these things that could give you the peace of mind and clarity you're looking for, you continue to experience this time and time again. It's that energy of, what if this is happening? What if that is happening? What if they're doing this with that particular person? And, it's just like, you could get down to the bottom of the truth, but you don't want to because you don't want to look crazy, I guess. You know what I mean? And it's creating a lot of inner conflict and unhappiness and stress within your life because you just don't want to look, quote unquote, crazy. Like, who cares? Dude, who cares about how you look? Who freaking cares? Get down to, go confront the damn neighbor. I'm not saying go over there and be all argumentative or anything like that. Have a civil adult conversation. Just ask them straight up. You know what I mean? Like, but see, that's my thing, right? I think that this whole, like, well, I just don't want to look crazy. I think it has a lot to do with the fact that deep down inside, on a soul level and on an intuitive level, forget about what you think, but on a soul level and on an intuitive level, it's like your intuition's telling you they're not doing anything. I think that to a degree you kind of know, that this could just be a case of your trust issues just kind of getting the best of you right now. But I feel like that's why you're very much so against looking through the man's phone or looking through the woman's phone or asking the freaking neighbor or asking this person that they're friends with, whatever. You know what I mean? Like, I think that the whole I don't want to look crazy has a lot to do with the fact that deep down inside you know the truth, that they're not actually doing anything behind your back. You just think that they are. So it's like I'm trying to help you, but it's like you're just not being receptive. That's the thing. You're not being receptive. Like, you're not being receptive. It's like you rather, I guess, sit in this energy of worry, concern, stress. What if this? What if that? Instead of getting down to the bottom of the truth, getting the peace of mind that you need so you ain't like stressing over this anymore. But it's like, you don't even want to do that because you don't want to look crazy. Like, so it's like, and then because you don't want to look crazy, right? It's like, then you sit in this energy of like, I'm just so unhappy with this person, and I hate the fact that I get intrusive thoughts, and I hate the fact that I feel this way, and I hate the fact that I feel like that. But you don't have to feel that way if you were to just get down to the bottom of the truth. Like, you wouldn't have to feel this way, but because you don't want to look crazy, it's like you'd rather not go down that route. So it's like you're unhappy and under a great deal of stress because, well, you choose to not get down to the bottom of the truth, Aquarius. Like, you know, you choose to not get down to the bottom of the truth. So it's like, I don't know, you gotta be receptive. You know what I mean? You gotta be receptive. It's either, it's either you gonna listen to your intuition and trust what your intuition is telling you, that this person's not doing anything behind your back, or you do what I'm telling you to do. Like, if you suspect that this person's sleeping with the neighbor, go confront the neighbor. I'm not saying go over there and be all argumentative, ready to start a fight. You know what I mean? I'm not saying all of that, and please do not do that. But, if you could have a civil conversation with the neighbor because you suspect that they're sleeping with the neighbor, whatever, you know what I mean? Like, okay, like, go have a civil conversation with the woman. Go have a civil conversation with the man. You know what I mean? And then, get your answers. Or if you got to go through the man's phone or the woman's phone, to get your answers, then get your answers that way. You know what I mean? Or if you have to confront a friend of theirs or whatever, like, go get your answers. Go get your answers. No matter how, it may make you look, go get your answers. You know what I mean? Because I don't want you stressing either, So it's like, those are your options. It's either you trust your intuition and just let this stuff go and stop thinking the worst when it comes on to this person, or you need to start confronting a few people, whether that be the neighbor, their coworkers, their friends, or whoever else. You know what I mean? Those are your options. But don't sit here and do nothing. That's like my thing. And I feel like that's kind of what you're doing. It's like you're sitting here like, you know what? I'm not going to do that. That's crazy. Like, that's crazy. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do this. But then it's like, okay, but if you're not going to do anything, like, understand you're going to continue to feel this way, dude. Like, you're going to continue to think the worst when it comes onto this person. You're going to continue to think this, and you're going to continue to think that. We have the Empress to the King of Swords. You also have the Seven of Cups to the Ten of Swords. I don't necessarily agree with this theory that they're kind of coming down with, but whatever, we're going to roll with it. I mean, I get why they would think that, but in regards to how this person plans on moving forward, at this point, this person's starting to basically think that the real reason why all of this is happening, as far as you constantly accusing them of doing X, Y, and Z, is because you're just looking for a way out of this marriage and a relationship. I don't necessarily agree with them on that, because there's no cards that indicate that that's what's going on your end. What's going on your end is that you're experiencing intrusive thoughts. And these intrusive thoughts are thoughts that you're choosing to kind of believe. Not kind of, you're choosing to basically believe. And instead of you getting down to the bottom of the truth because you don't want to, quote unquote, look crazy, you choose to just think what you think. And that creates a lot of stress, a lot of anxiety, a lot of worry, a lot of inner conflict. I mean, the list goes on and on. But it's not because you want to way out of this relationship. Like, you legit are experiencing intrusive thoughts. But I understand why they would come down to this conclusion of, well, I just think Aquarius is looking for every reason to get up and leave me. That's what I think is going on. They just don't want to be with me. And they're just using this whole, I think you're doing something, you know, as an excuse to leave the marriage, to leave the relationship. I'm not getting that whatsoever, but I understand, I guess, why they would think that. But don't sit here and do nothing, dude. Like, either you listen to your intuition, trust your intuition, and drop this whole, I just think this and I just think that, or you think what you think and you turn around, you challenge your thoughts, and you do your digging and your research, and you get down to the bottom of the truth as if you work for the FBI. But to sit here and do nothing, because I just don't want to look crazy. I don't want to come off like this. And I don't want to, who cares? I'd rather you have peace of mind and look crazy than to not have peace of mind and, you know, not look crazy, I guess. You know what I mean? Like, I'd rather you go down that route. All right. So that's what I have for you. Hopefully the reading helped. Hopefully it resonated. And I will see you guys in your next reading.